patriotic ruler Duke Karl Theodor came to power in Bavaria. He issued a ban against all secret societies in Bavaria. For this reason, on July 20th, 1785, Franz George Lang was struck by lightning and died on the courier route with instructions from Weishaupt about the planned French Revolution, addressed to the Grand Master of the Grand Orient in Paris. Everything was handed over to the Bavarian government. On August 4th, a new ban on secret societies was issued. On February 11th, Weishaupt was discharged and forbidden to live in Ingolstadt or Munich. On February 16th, he went underground and was hidden by his Illuminati brother, Joseph Martin. A few days later, he fled to Nuremberg for a short while, and then traveled to the free city of Rathenberg, where he continued his activities underground. Although the Bavarian government arrested as many Illuminati members as they could possibly find, and even had 4 testify exposing the satanic nature of its aims, by this point the Illuminati so thoroughly enmeshed itself into Freemasonry across Europe, there was no telling where Illuminism ended and Freemasonry began. The documents that were seized by the Bavarian government were sent to all European leaders to warn them that there was a failure to heed warning. Some of the European leaders had already fallen under the influence of the Illuminati, and others found it just too difficult to believe. Many people believe that it was at this time that the Illuminati was effectively disbanded and stopped in 1785. But that's not what the evidence points to. We know from credible sources that the Illuminati spread all over Europe and got no less than 3,000 members. So how could the Bavarian government control that? It doesn't make sense. Adam Weishaupt succeeded at forging an alliance between Illuminized Freemasonry and the growing Rothschild banking network. This gave the order the means to carry out its plans and to multiply its influence. That's Nesta Webster, World Revolution, page 20, and Kant Egan Caesar Corti, The Rise of the House of Rothschild, page 10. As a result of the alliance with the Rothschilds, the Illuminati grew, it took root, it flourished, it gathered itself more men of royal and noble titles. Even the Jesuits joined. The Rothschilds had played a major role in the Bavarian Illuminati, hosting the Masonic Congress of Wilhelmsbad. When Amschel Rothschild died, headship fell onto Nathan Rothschild of England. The bloodline continued to infiltrate lodges in England. He was initiated into London's Lodge of Emulation, Fritz Springmeier bloodlines of the Illuminati. Karl Rothschild became leader in 1818. An Alta Vendita document that Karl prepared was sent to the headquarters of Masonry. A copy of the document was lost and the Masons were upset and offered a reward for the return of the document. It was called Practical Code of Rules, Guide for the Heads of the Highest Grades of Freemasonry. James Rothschild spread his family to France. James was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite. Fritz Springmeier bloodlines of the Illuminati. Now, the elite of the world, such as Bilderbergers, high-level Masons, CFR attendees, and Trilateral Commission attendees, all meet up with each other once a year at a place called the Bohemian Grove. The Grove is a 2,700-acre secluded area in the woods of Monterey, California. The fact is, there is irrefutable evidence that satanic ritual goes on inside the Bohemian Grove. Here's a photo of the Masonic coffin ritual being performed in front of a shrine of the devil. Notice the 50-foot stone idol. Notice the red, black, and white robes. Notice the fire and the satanic sacrifice. Now, there's a debate on what the idol represents. One camp says it's Moloch, the god of child sacrifice in the Old Testament, due to the nature of the ritual and the sacrifice near the belly of the idol. But in my research, I found that it is not actually Moloch. The owl is a symbol of Minerva. You see, Dionysus of ancient Greece is interchangeable with Apollo, and Apollo's counterpart is Athena and Minerva, whose symbol is the owl. Similarly, child sacrifice was also involved in this cult. The owl became an important Illuminati symbol in 1776 and was adapted to the name of the Illuminati degree known as Minervals. In A. Barrell's book, Memoirs Illustrating the History of Jacobinism, published in 1798, page 582, he writes, quote, Reichelt had adopted the bird of the night as his emblem, unquote. The owl represents wisdom, so what the elite are doing here is sacrificing something to Minerva, the owl of wisdom, and at the same time getting rid of their conscience and their care. Genesis 2:9 tells us that the tree of knowledge, to which the deceitful serpent falsely attributed the power of imparting the superior kind of knowledge beyond that which God was pleased to give. So the elite want the knowledge that God is not willing to give them, and they are willing to do satanic sacrifice to the false god of wisdom, the owl Minerva, who is in turn the serpent or the devil who offers knowledge. What kind of knowledge could they want? Maybe they want to know how to complete the New World Order Reichelt started. Either way, Moloch or Minerva worship is satanic. They both have child sacrifice. They're wearing black, red, and white cloaks and practicing idol worship. This Minerva is Satan in disguise. The owl at the Grove is further proof that the Illuminati lives on, since Reichelt adopted the symbol of the owl from ancient Greece.
Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about. This is what's called ambush journalism. I just respect you for that as well. So thank you. Think about it. It's really your damn business.
Many people who attend the Bohemian Grove are on the news every day, leading double lives. Some of these people include George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon were also members. Eisenhower attended. Master Harry S. Truman attended. Jimmy Carter attended. Newt Gingrich attends. Henry Kissinger attends. National Security Advisor Colin Powell, as well as Secretary of State George Shultz, were on their way to Bohemian Grove on this flight. Alan Greenspan attends. Prince Philip attends. Now just think, we have all these confirmed people photographed at the Grove. Just imagine how many people we don't have photographed that go there. All these people's associates, all these New World Order Bilderbergers, CFR people, Council on Foreign Relations people, Trilateral Commission people. There's probably thousands.
What are you talking about? The Bohemian Club. Did you say the Bohemian Club? I've never been to the Bohemian Club, but you ought to go. It'd be good for you. Get some fresh air.
Here's a news station news report that tells us that Bill Clinton has gone to the Bohemian Grove. Bill Clinton is a lying piece of garbage. Now, the Vatican is also involved. You see high-level Catholics go to the Bohemian Grove. Here's some cardinals and bishops. Here's a picture of a Catholic Mass that was taken at the Grove. And more Catholics at the Grove. Here's an idolized 6-foot wooden carving of the club's patron saint, St. John of Nepomuc, at the Grove. In fact, the Vatican is helping the Illuminati strive for a new world order, one world government, and one world religion. Alice Bailey wrote a book called Externalization of the Hierarchy. She was head of Lucis Trust, formerly known as Lucifer Publishing. It was a publishing company for the United Nations. David Rockefeller is part of Lucis Trust Management. Alice Bailey's book, Externalization of the Hierarchy, spells out the plan for the Satanists and new agents on how the demonic hierarchy, or New World Order, will externalize their rule over the planet. The book gives details of the plan but tries to make it sound somewhat appealing to deceived minds. The book explains how the New Age one-world religion, one-world government will be brought in.